Welcome to the channel. So here's a picture of a rail, but let's start from the beginning. I was on a holiday in Italy in a place called Tirrenia. It's basically located south of Pisa on the coast. And I was just walking around there, looking around, going in the forest and trying to see what's there. And I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in Finland where I live or somewhere else. If I see something old, interesting, I try to record and make a video out of it. I'm curious of something that's been lost, forgotten, or whatever. This track isn't so much as being lost. You can find a lot of information about it online in Italian, but I found it nonetheless interesting since I didn't know about it, what it was, when I found the remains and started searching for more. What could I found? What's still left of whatever track or train system this was? As there was no trains, there was just a bus service going along the coastline from Pisa to Marina di Pisa uh, uh, to Tirrenia and all the way to Livorno. I will put into the description links to the Italian language websites where you can find a lot more information. People know about it, they have researched it, they're working even now on reviving this line. But what I found interesting is how, in one way, it was a very modern, but long time ago it was closed. So before I saw this piece of track, I was in Marina di Pisa, and there was a park where there's an old steam locomotive, telling that there used to be a locomotive like a tramway, steam-based, going along the coast highway. I didn't think about it any more than that. I was thinking it's an old steam stuff, nothing left of it, until I saw this track. Okay, let's go see my path, how I walked, what did I find from out about this thing. And then I will tell you more about what happened to this in the end of the video. So this is the old track bed, and surprisingly it continues there. Let's see if we can find the station. So this is the old track bed. Some tracks are still left, and as I'm approaching, going towards Live, I'm actually coming from the direction of Pisa, walking direction-wise south towards Livorno. And I'm wondering, since I'm getting close to Tirrenia, is the station still somewhere here? So I don't know. On the line of the tracks, there's this abandoned place. I don't know if this is old enough. Hope there's no cameras. I don't know. Does this have anything to do with that electric? No, it's some old theater with something else. I think a movie theater has nothing to do with the tracks. So I was wrong. This is actually the track bed where the tracks and the trains used to go. They just built some sort of movie theater or something and put some fences around there, but that is the actual track bed. What I found, I think, could be one of the old electricity combs for the tram line here. Straight on the line, left here. I saw one smaller one like this fallen down in the forest, but wasn't sure if it was the same thing or not. Okay, there's another one of the electric columns, I believe, for the tram line. But the many still left. It's on private area, but I think I can take a picture from here. So I found the old train station, Tirrenia.
It's here, it still exists, it's in some other use, been blocked, and it's a private area, so I will not go take video there. But there it is, old train station still exists. And here's the two intact standing columns between which the trains went. So the old train station really still there. You can see Ferrovia Elettrica. The main train station is still alive. So is this park in front of it, a circle, placing of parking. Let's see what else can we find from here. Okay, it seems it's now a private building, restaurant, all that kind of stuff. So there's no access to the yard. There's the tower of it, and that used to house the clock. I mean, there's no way I could find out any of this by myself, since I don't speak Italian. I don't know any of this. And sorry about the format being upright, but I'm not sure if this will be in short or other format, but I think I have no choice but to do it this way. Anything here, there's a parking lot. All the buildings look like there was archways on the inside of the building, which was probably exits to the electric line, but there was no access to its private area. And as a final, so there's the station of Tirrenia that was electric, originally I guess steam, and then later converted really early onto electric. And therefore, whatever reason, if I find online reasoning, I can put links. I will tell you more about what happened, why they stopped using electric, but now it would be definitely the future again. And here's this big square, which I was wondering, as I'm here just on holiday, why this massive square rotation in front of one restaurant? Okay, there's an amusement park and those glass windows and stuff, but I realized that's a train station of the Tirrenia Electric line. I mean, the line originally went from Pisa to, I'm not sure how far. I will put voiceover here to describe more about the details. Yeah, this is the square, and there's the original train station of Electric Tirrenia with the clock face missing, and now some restaurant and private stuff inside it.
So for the end, an explanation to or what was going on, what happened with the tramway, and a bit about its history. So in 1892, they opened a tramway line from Pisa to Marina di Pisa, and it was designed to be extended a bit further. And it was really successful. But the tourist development, movement of tourism into the Pisan coast caused that they wanted to replace the tramway with a more modern electric traction tramway and continued all the way to Livorno. And with the aim of improving the communication routes between the two big capitals. I mean, I was there traveling with bus, and the bus service is absolutely horrible, non-functional, really uncomfortable. So having a modern electric, I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Um, the project was initially drawn up in the 1920s. After some work, there was a first section between Pisa and Marina di Pisa was started in 1932. Then it was extended to a bit further uh, and opened in the same year. But there was constantly financial problems between whoever was working on it, and it changed ownership or who operated it constantly. And it was very successful. Uh, but of course, there was the problem that there was still not so much people living, and it was like a summertime activity when people was mostly using it. So the funding scheme was always a bit off, and it was changing who was working on it and so on. The activity in the line continued until beginning of 1940s, and then during Second World War, the Allied bombings basically destroyed most of it, and it was closed down. So it was not an easy job to revive the tramway again. And they have run out of funds, anyone who was trying to get it working again. In 1946, after war, the initial part was opened, and it was running exclusively with steam or diesel traction between Pisa and Marina di Pisa. And the Allied forces also used some parts of the tracks for their own purposes. And in somewhere in the end of 1940s, electrification was again restored to it, but there was a lot of difficulties continuing it all the way to Livorno. There was political stuff, people didn't want it, all this kind of, I don't know, problems. But the big problem came that after World War II, the electric trams and everything, they was starting to get old and needed replacement. And they were searching for fundings, as was always the case with this one. And only thing I could find out was the reasoning that following various bureaucratic events, as they explained in a few websites, they revoked authorization to modernize the track line and it just shut down, despite the fact that it was really, really popular. And there was a lot of, based on few sources I found, there were protests and inhabitants, people living in the area, they wanted it to stay. So all this change was kind of against the will of the people. And there's, I understand some sources that there is still some attempts of getting reopened, which could be possible since most of the trackway, it seems, after later examining maps and so on, that it's not occupied by anything. Nothing was built on the actual trackway. The train station still exists, they've just been for something else. But a lot of the trackway actually still, there's no tracks necessarily, but the space still exists. And especially in today's world where everything is electrified, having this kind of electric tramway service on this coastline would actually be quite an incredible thing to have. So please, if you're Italian, if you're from this area, if you know more about this stuff than I from with my bad translations from Italian text and trying to figure out this, please let it know in the comments what's this actual situation? What was the political stuff, bureaucratic stuff that stopped the functioning and basically destroyed this electric line, which was quite advanced, I think, for the time. And what's the future of it? Please, if you know anything, put it into the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in one of my more traditional videos, other adventure videos from Finland.